Standing anxiously by the window, I watched a car turn the corner of the road. Could this be Mr. Jenkins now? But it wasn't, and I breathed a sigh of relief. I had been given a few minutes' reprieve. Why was I being so stupid? It was only a driving lesson, for heaven's sake. The lessons were a 21st birthday gift from my friends. "The instructor comes highly recommended, Wendy," they'd said. "We're sure you'll both get along famously." I recalled how I'd looked forward to my first lesson, only to be disappointed when Mr. Jenkins seemed to take an instant dislike to me. Perhaps I had expected too much, believing he would show a little sympathy to someone on their first lesson. But instead, he had directed me to one of the busiest roads in town. Then, when I stalled the car, he acted like a man possessed. For goodness sake, surely I wasn't the first person he encountered to stall the engine. At the end of the lesson, he told me how the last hour had been a remarkable experience, and like a fool, I thanked him. "It was not meant to be a compliment, Miss Goodwin," he said, peering over the top of his glasses. Lost as to how else to describe the experience, I simply meant that it had been remarkable. Finally, after giving me a sarcastic grin, he added rather pompously, "Same time next Friday, Miss Goodwin." Red-faced and in tears, I leapt out of the car and hurried indoors. My second lesson had been no better. Taking me to the busiest roundabout on the bypass, he told me to turn right. "You do know your left from your right, don't you, Miss Goodwin?" he smirked. Approaching the roundabout, he told me to move over to the right of the carriageway. But I had only begun to turn the wheel when he yelled, "Not that far over, girl. You'll have us on the wrong side of the road." But worse was to come. Because he had made me so nervous, once I got to the wretched roundabout, I couldn't get off. I'll never forget it. There we were, going round and round and round. Naturally, my friends were annoyed at his behaviour. One of them wanted to report him to his superiors and demand a refund, but I intervened, not wanting to cause trouble. Besides, it was like returning their gift. Nevertheless, there was no doubt something had to be done, otherwise I would lose my sanity.